Let's take you now to the Pretoria High Court, where SABC News senior reporter Chriselda Lewis is. She's outside that court to tell us more about the trial within a trial and, of course, the ruling that's expected today. Chriselda, good morning. So it's been a few months and this is just the trial within a trial. So what can we expect today?
Well, Judge Rata Mokgotleng will this morning rule on whether the alleged confession statements made by two of the men charged with soccer star Senzo Meyiwa's killing in 2014 are admissible. So you'd recall that this trial within a trial, which commenced in October last year, has been hearing testimony from, amongst others, police officers who claimed that accused number one, Muzi Sibiya, and accused number two, Bongani Ntanzi, out of their own volition, confessed to be aware of the circumstances around Senzo Meyiwa's killing. But in their own defense, you'd recall, both of the accused have rubbished those claims. Both Sibiya and Ntanzi took to the stand, alleging that they were assaulted, tubed, and even tortured by police into doing so. You'd recall accused number one, Muzi Sibiya, told the court that a plastic bag was used to torture him, and he was basically forced to sign a prepared statement or confession. So that statement was by Colonel Mhlanganyelwa Mboto at the Diepkloof police station, and Sibiya says he'd also basically feared for his life. He maintained on the stand that he knows nothing about Senzo Meyiwa's killing. And while police had also basically accused number two, Bongani Ntanzi, had confessed, that's what they said, out of his own volition. Ntanzi, who also took to the witness stand, denied knowledge of two confessions which the state says he made on the 19th of June 2020 as well as the 24th of June 2020. So the one that was made was allegedly before Colonel Mohale Rapadu at the Morocco police station, and the other before a magistrate, Vivian Cronier. So Judge Rata Mokgotleng will look at all that was placed before this court, but key to determine is whether these alleged confessions were obtained freely and without a duress. So the accused say they were not, but the state says they were done so voluntarily. But today, of course, will be a ruling. It will not be the full judgment. As we heard from Judge Rata Mokgotleng, he basically said, and I quote, he said, it will be a ruling, and such a ruling is by its nature as determined by convention, and the law is relative and is not final, because at this juncture, this court is not seized with the rest of the evidence. And I close that quote there. So look, if Judge Rata Mokgotleng or the court allows these alleged confessions to be admitted into the main trial, we're likely to see those individuals, that's of course the police officers and the magistrate who allegedly took those confessions, take the stand next. So what is expected here today is that we're not expecting a full judgment. The ruling itself is expected to be relatively short, given the fact that Judge Rata Mokgotleng has indicated that, of course, we are not, or the court itself is not yet seized at the moment with the full extent of the evidence. So what we're likely to get is that full judgment at the end of this particular trial. But certainly a very important day today. There had been quite a number, of course, of delays in this particular matter. But what we've seen over the past couple of months is that the justice system certainly seemed to have been pressured, I think, on the basis that there have been a number of calls for the family of Senzo Meyiwa to get justice in this matter. It has been dragging for over 10 years. There have been a number of calls for this matter to be brought to a close. So what we've certainly seen over the past couple of months is the court trying to ensure that the delays that we've seen over the past couple of years are certainly not going to continue. So with this trial within a trial now reaching its finality and us expecting a ruling here this morning, we're expecting now the next step to be a return to the main trial itself, where it's expected, of course, that the police officers who allegedly took these confessions and that magistrate Vivian Cronier to be amongst the first people to be called in this particular case once the main trial itself resumes. So what Judge Rata Mokgotleng will say at 10 o'clock this morning, where we're expecting that ruling to be made. Your guess is certainly as good as mine at this particular point. But I think certainly at this point, the Meyiwa family would feel that with the finality or the ruling now expected this morning on the trial within a trial and the commencement, of course, of the main trial, what we're expecting is that this ruling is expected to be quite short. And look, I'm not really quite sure at this particular point, but we're likely to see an adjournment to tomorrow. That, of course, will be confirmed in court at 10 o'clock this morning. But that ruling is the one that we're expecting this morning. It will be live on the SABC News channel, as well as on our YouTube page as well. So those who are interested, of course, would be able to have a listen to that ruling by Judge Rata Mokgotleng at 10 o'clock this morning. SABC Plus is also where you're able to find us. So certainly bringing finality to the trial within a trial, which of course commenced in October last year. What we also heard from, amongst key to what we heard, was from Brigadier Gininda, who you'd know is the lead investigator in this particular matter. Him also taking the stand. So what exactly Judge Rata Mokgotleng would consider amongst what we heard in this trial within a trial will certainly be made known today in this ruling that is expected to deliver at 10 o'clock.
Well, thanks so much. Chriselda Lewis is, of course, our senior reporter outside the High Court in Pretoria. And as she said, on the various SABC platforms, we will be carrying that ruling of the trial within a trial live here on SABC News.